Mrs. Cadley, you have one.
Yeah, I just do, I want to go back to Mr. Canlon and just get a clarification from our attorney, because we don't want to do anything in closed session that is inappropriate. And I think that you mentioned you left at one point because we were bringing up something that you did not feel was appropriate. So I would like our county attorney, who kind of watches over all of that, did we do something inappropriate in there?
In my opinion, closed session was legal.
Mr. Vice Chairman,
Mr. Campbell.
since Supervisor Cadden brought it up, I wasn't
Yeah.
going to address it, but we can talk about it a little bit more. We had a supervisor who brought forward a resolution that I had not seen before, that wanted, or a directive that I had not seen before, and who was soliciting input from other board members on whether they would support that not resolution, that proposal, or that directive, sorry, that directive. I felt, my personal opinion, felt that it was completely inappropriate for us to be doing that. We should be having discussions on whether we support different proposals, especially ones that have not been given out to the public yet, in the public view. We go back there to hear legal counsel. We go back there if there's certain things that we need to talk about that might jeopardize the position of the Board of County Supervisors. We don't go back there to have secret meetings on, well, how are you going to vote on this, or how are you going to vote on that, or are you going to support this this proposal, which I felt that was. It might not meet the legal standard, but it definitely met my standard that I did not feel comfortable having those closed session discussion when that should be
I
done
know,
in public.
because that puts all of us in jeopardy. We go in there in good faith and really don't do backroom deals. I want to say that to my constituents, and so I'm going to go back to our attorney again. Can you clarify what he thought that we were doing because of Ms. Anderson's directive?
It's my opinion that the discussions in closed session were in compliance with the motion that you moved to go into closed session. With regards to this issue, there was legal advice and there was personnel discussion with regards to it.
Mr. Vice Chairman.
Mr. Campbell.
Well, I guess we're going to have a disagreement on this, and that's okay. It's clear to me, at least my opinion, that this needs to be tightened up. And so I'm going to be bringing forward language that we set standards for ourselves on what's being brought back in closed session. I'm not comfortable with straw votes. I'm not comfortable with discussing different proposals that have not seen the light of day, going back there and doing that just because we don't want to have people hear how we're discussing it. This is my opinion. Regardless of whether it meets the legal definition, it doesn't meet the definition that I feel is a good standard for transparency for the Board of County Supervisors.
Mr. Chairman.
Mrs. Lawson.
Thank you. I just want the public to know that Ms. Roble and her team of attorneys, at times there are other attorneys in the room with us, are very good at keeping us in line. If any of our discussion veers off, they are quick to remind us that there are parameters of our discussion. And when Mr. Canlon raised his concern in closed session, we looked to her and she said that we were in order. And so I just wanted to make sure that the public knew that the attorneys are in there and they do a very good job of making sure that our discussions meet law.
Thank you.